Hi guys, Ron here. I promise you, this is not gonna be a short video. This is gonna be a quite a long one. What I'm sharing with you right now is my journey from January, start of the year 2018, all the way to right now in June. The things that happened within this 5 months period of time is rather interesting. I did a lot of tests, I did a lot of experiments, and I'm going to share with you the things that I've done right now. So, by March this year, I already gotten a strategy that will help me gain 200 pips from the FX market consistently. It might be more, it might be less. And what this strategy feels like is a robotic. It's close to about 16 hours or 20 hour. No, not really 20. It's more or less like 14 hours work shift. I need to look at the charts very frequent, and there's a lot of things that I need to counter for. I'll be not going out of my home most of the time. I will be spending more time looking at the charts. So which means that I'll be killing time on not really killing time, but more like I would not be spending time with my friends. I will not be spending time with my family. I will not be spending time attending any self-development courses for myself. Okay, I'm at a stage where I look at learning as something fun. It's always something to know about myself, in particular, how I work, what makes sense for me, what don't make sense for me. So this is extremely important right now. I always say that I'm a late boomer, and I still am. It's a fact. It's not, at least it's not too late. That's what I'm getting at. So, what happens later on will be a series of questions that I ask myself and how I will answer them. So, why I get into FX is because of the freedom of location. Places that I can go to, sit down, open up my charts, and then start trading. Is the freedom of time, where I know which time do I need to allocate to look at the market. Is it a long period or a short period? I have full control over that. I make an executive decision to whether or not to trade during that time frame, and there's only a few time frames every day from Monday to Friday that I will look at the charts. Saturday, Sunday will be trade reviews. I do trade reviews for myself very often because I realize that the more I ask myself and the more answer I can answer to the questions that I've asked myself, the better I will get. It's like in school we always have simple things like 1 plus 1 equals to 2. So why 1 plus 1 equals to 2? You know, do I need to go through a practice? My teacher told me that 1 plus 1 equals 2, but does it really make sense or not? Why 1 plus 1 really equals to 2? Can it be 1.5? Can it be 2.5? You know, so to be able to answer that question will be extremely helpful, and that's myself. That's how I learn. So I put that into practice. So there's a lot of things that I actually jumbled up. I actually jumbled up the mindset of a scientist, to always test, to find evidence, so that I can convince myself. So I'm convinced that this method works. And also coming from a childcare educator point of view, to understand how I work. Do I learn best through visual, through hearing, or through hands-on? This is extremely important. Everybody learn things differently. Some people learn through talking. Somebody learn through by sitting down and then thinking through what things has been told to them. So everybody is different. There's no one size fits all, but there is always a base concept. This is my, do I say motto, or yeah, just my principle, I guess. Is that everything has a base concept. This base concept flows through from one field to another. How you learn, how you study in school, is going to be the way that you absorb information when you enter society. So, in this training journey up to now, I position myself as the test subject. Is this possible or not? How should I train this guy who is stubborn, who is slow at learning, who doesn't really absorb information as fast as the other? He need to listen a couple of times before he really gets it. So after I break things down already, then I start implementing that. Okay, so right now Ron has reached this step, so he'll be doing this. So halfway through he has reached this hurdle, then what is the next thing that he need to do so that he can break this hurdle, overcome this obstacle, so that he can move on to the next one. It's always this process. It's a very simple process, but it's very tedious. We need persistence to do it. So the whole thing started when I said yes, that I would join Alvin with LCMS traders to learn about trading. There has to be something that I'm missing out, and there might be something that they will point out to me, and it might be huge. I don't know. I took the risk, the opportunity, the leap of faith to approach them and then sign up for their class and then sit in. So the whole journey is incredible. It's definitely incredible. It actually changes the way I look at the FX market. It changes the way that I trade the market, because I realize a lot of things that I'm missing out along the way. Things are very simple, and yet I overlooked it. So it was really fun. It was really fun. I met very cool people over there, people who share without reserve, people who are willing to help each other grow. You have trades, you enter, you review it, they look at your charts, and they will let you know what is their opinion. Will they trade it? Will they not trade it? Why? I think this is very important. And the reason why they could do this is because they have broken down their classes into very small group size, so you don't get you get enough attention from the coaches, from the mentors, and it's such a good environment whereby a lot of the coaches are actually part-timers. They come back and then give back to the community. So this is, wow, this is something that I don't really see, I don't really hear about. There are only a couple of communities that does this. There's only a handful of coaches that will do such tedious mentoring session. And I'm really lucky to have met Alvin and Jean in LCMS, and also Jonathan. So I've learned a lot from them. There's a lot of things that will really help me in trading. So from April to now, to June, I would say that the time spent on analyzing the chart and then looking at where the market is heading is a lot shorter. I'm more clear about what I should do when I see the market. It's no longer like, does this work? No, does that work? Hey, this indicator works in this way, but it doesn't work in that case. When I enter this trade over here, this indicator says yes, this indicator says no. but why? You know, this person say this will work, but that person say that will work. Fibonacci works, but Fibonacci don't really work in some cases. So what is the thing? You know, it's like the more you, my personal experience is that sometimes at the very initial stage, when I don't get proper education, I find myself frustrated as I trade. The more trades I enter, the more frustrated I become. It's a vicious cycle, you know. The more I trade, the more frustrating it gets, the more losses that I accumulate. Then I was like, shit man, like, is this really good? It's like, am I missing out? Am I stuck in a fairy tale? These are the things that really went through my mind. And I would say that like one of my mentors who actually coached me in FX, he used to say is that, Ron, after you attend one class, it's good to attend other people's class so that you know and understand how other people view of the market. My understanding from that sentence is, am I looking at more stuff and then testing them out, trying them out before I know what fits me and what doesn't fit me? It might be a good fit for person A, the same thing might not fit person B. It might be personality, it might be their behaviors, it might be their beliefs. So everything is a reason why he or she won't enter the market. So it's fun. It shows me very clear possibilities that actually I can enter this industry with no financial background. I have no nuts about economics, nuts about financial statements. I'm not business trained. I'm a designer trained, and I used to work in early childcare sector. So even worse. So a guy like me who doesn't know about finance, who doesn't know about economics, only know how to click button and then design stuff. It actually proves that with the right knowledge plus your due diligence and hard work and willing to spend the extra time and effort to hone on the skill, you are able to earn your extra cash from the forex market. It is a possibility. So I stopped looking for things that won't work. I'll only search for things that will work and then try to understand why those things work. You know, if those things work and there's a reason why it works, and I'm convinced that that is the case, then I can follow systematically from A to B with no swaying left and right. There's no A.1, there's no B.2. It's only A, B, C. You know, it's very simple, yet very hard to follow. As in that's really how human works, you know. It's like in childcare, when I say that, okay, John, you have to do A, B, and C. You need to get 2 eggs, 3 bowls of rice, and 5 spoons for your classmates. He always comes back with 2 eggs, 1 bowl, and 1 spoon. They have to say, John, you have to get another bowl, you have to get another 4 spoons, because this is the instruction that you have given, that you are given. So it works the same for me. I will forget, that's why I write notes. So I got this little handbook here. There are a lot of things that I've really went through, and I would say that it really helps me. Why I wrote all my notes in books is because This is why I learned when I attend self-improvement classes. Human brains, as mysterious it can be, we only use so much of the information that we have. A lot of information we don't really recall it in an instance. There's a lot of data that's going in and out of the brain. The brain will actually filters what is the most critical, most necessary one, but it doesn't mean that it really is the right information that you need. So writing things down on the notebook really helps to slow things down so that we give our brain enough time to think through and then filter the information to see whether it really makes sense or not. If it does not make sense, why? Am I able to answer that question? That is the trick. That's how people learn. In Chinese we call it 学问. 学 means learn, 问 means question. So from another point of view, 学问 means to learn and then to ask. If you learn and you don't ask, you get it, it's fine. But the best case for most people is to learn and then to ask, because you want to verify what you have learned is correct, what you have understood of that piece of information is correct. Without that, it's really, really very hard. So next weekend, I will be making another decision to further my education in FX, to learn more, to understand more, to see how more things can be done. So stay tuned and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.